Hey guys, it's Jonah here, back with another beer review. And yeah, after last night's stout, I thought, you know what? I quite like having dark beers, especially in the sort of autumn, winter time. And I know I've got a few that aren't, I've got quite a few that are coming up that aren't. And I found a beer that I probably should have drunk because it's part of the Pennsylvania Beer 52 box. And I've drunk a couple of other beers from the same brewery, but I found this one, and this is the Winding Path 885 Porter. Oh, there we go. I was going to say it hadn't focused in on there, which is 5.5%. It's a 12-ounce can, which is a 355 to us metric lovers. And which way is it? There's a sort of weird phone box there. So 885 perhaps is the dialing code. Which is kind of weird. And it says imported by Beer 52 Edinburgh. We got some oats in there. Doesn't say what else is in there, which is a bit kind of crazy if you ask me. And then on this side, whoops, let's see if we can focus. It says here you can get money back on the can, but that's a bit of a lie because that's not going to happen in the UK. And on the other side of the sticker or the label, it says it was brewed in Edinburgh, so, or at least imported. So why would on one side down here it would say something, and then here on the same label it makes out something else? Anyway, who knows? Who knows? It says it's a multi-roast porter with hints of toffee and chocolate. Winding Path. I quite like their logo because it looks, to me, that looks a bit like a hand. Yeah, that hand. Is it just me? Looks like a sort of hand waving, waving in the night. Right. The other thing is, got to be really careful because this one feels a bit tight and it wasn't in the fridge. So I'm going to open it carefully. And you can, there you go, look, a bit more of a flexibility. If you're careful, you can open cans very carefully, the same way as you would do with a bottle, but you've got to really be careful. And because I'm sitting in an armchair, it's really difficult to do unless you put it on your knees. So that's my excuse, and I am sticking to that mofo. Cool. Let's try and do one of these upside down ones again. You know, oh, it's not even in the shot. That would help. Something like that. You know how we roll. I'm all for my one-shot wonders. But yeah, that is a lovely looking beer. You can just see the colour changing just at the bottom. So it probably looks pure black on screen, but let me tell you, it's, maybe if I pull it back here, can you see that redness at the bottom? It's really dark, sort of dark conker, dark brown. Good fingers head on this bad boy, and it is not a white head. That is definitely like a creamy kind of light tan, which I think is really nice. We've got the big bubbles, which means it's a nitrogenated, and this is a porter anyway. Even though it looks dark like a stout, this is a porter. So yeah, definitely some sweet kind of caramel. What did they say on here? Toffee flavour. I'm kind of getting a more sort of caramelly kind of thing. There is a bit of roastness in there. Maybe like a cinder toffee, like a roast toffee. And it smells like it's going to be one of those, yeah, one of those sort of real dark kind of ESB type winter warmers, but it's only 5.5, so it's not going to be that bad. Right, cheers and beers, guys. Hope you're enjoying your weekend, whatever you are doing, and yeah, we'll see what we get. Cheers. Oh, yeah. So even though this is dark, I don't think it's used any super black malts in it, even though it looks quite black. Um, we're not talking real super roasted flavour. It's that sort of that chewy, dark molasses type thing, but not roast coffee. Um, chocolate, not quite. I don't think. It's more like, you used to be able to get that really dark kind of hard toffee that you get in a bar, and you'd have to peel the label off it, and then chew on it for a while. That's kind of what's going on here. No good for your teeth, kids. Let Unclejona tell you. He's still just about got all his teeth, even though one of them's a bit wobbly at the moment, but I hope it's not going to come out. Ooh. Okay, maybe we're getting some chocolate, but it like I said, it's nothing dark, so it's not like um, you usually hear me talking about sort of dark bitter chocolate, but this isn't. This has got a good amount of sweetness to it. Um, I would not be surprised if there's a little bit of back sweetening, maybe some lactose, that kind of stuff. The bitterness, it's there, oh, and so's the carbonation, but this beer is all about the malt. It is not about the hops at all. So it could have any generic hops that they could possibly get. It's going to have some generic American hops, probably Citra, if you ask me, because that's the world's most common hop, or the one that's produced the most around the world. It's really interesting. I keep having to go back to that aroma. It's yeah, it's nice, and it's got, even though you've got quite a bit of toffee kind of chewiness going on, there is a little bit of smoothness in there, which, I mean, just look at the head. Okay, I've swirled the head around, but you can see it's settling down. It was really big bubbles at the beginning, but that cap kind of implies that there's some, the way it sticks to the glass as well. Quite nice. I like that. It's the oats in the beer. That's what I was trying to say. Is it my favourite winter warmer? No. I still think the St. Peter's winter ale is just fantastic. I've got some of those in a box stored away. Probably had about half so far. When you order a box of beer, so you have 12 beers in bottles, or perhaps you'd get 24 if it was cans, and then you start drinking them and you think, shit, why didn't I order 2 boxes of this? Well, that's where I am. And I've ordered my Christmas Advent box too. Uh, that will be coming out in November, I guess, at some point. And there's another Beer 52 box coming in. I know I haven't really touched the Stone box at all, um, but I'm upping my drinking at the moment purely because I know there's the Advent box coming. So that's December done. I won't have a chance to drink, well, unless I drink 2 beers a night, but I don't usually like doing that. Although I'm sure something will happen. So that gives me maybe six or seven winter ales, because I really caned them. I had 3 in one go, and they're like, I think they're 6.5%, 7%. So having 3 of those in an evening, crazy. Oh, right, I'm waxing lyrical now. So the 885 porter, it's a sweet porter if such a thing exists. That is actually quite a nice brew, I have to say, and I like that label with the foam box on there. Is it the best beer ever? No. Is it the worst beer ever? No. I do quite like the sweet stouts. I'm not saying a pastry stout, because that would be a bit stronger and that kind of thing. Does a pastry porter exist? Maybe, but I wouldn't call that this either. I'd say it's a sweet winter warmer, if such a thing exists. So thank you, Winding Path. Really, really nice one. I can feel it warming me up as well, which is really good when, yeah, when the price of heating, especially gas, has gone up massively in the UK because of a certain situation going on in Ukraine, and Russia are basically responsible. Um, I would love this. This is the time where I would love to have a wood burning stove. I know one of my friends from back home. Um, he had one put in, and he also gets his logs delivered. He does a few wheeler dealer type things, but yes, that's to you, Alex, if you're listening to this, and I don't know if you are or not. Hopefully, you do listen to my videos sometimes. But yeah, I really wish I had your wood burning stove at moments like this. But hey, I have to make do, and I drink beers. So this has been Uncle Jonah drinking American beers, imported beers, so you don't have to. If you like what you've seen and you're still hanging around at the end, you obviously have liked it. So click like and subscribe down below. It really helps out the metrics of YouTube. Trying to grow the channel back up a bit. So yeah, comments really help as well. Uh, pardon me. So if you think I'm talking rubbish, fantastic. Let me know. If you like what I'm talking about, brilliant. If you like Winding Path as a brewery, let me know that too. Anyway, we'll be back tomorrow with another beer. Until then, guys, look after yourself and yeah, throw another log on the fire.